Welcome, everyone. We are so excited that you were able to join us today, sharing experience and making connections. In this first panel, we are honored to host those extraordinary women business owners. Please welcome Alison Coward, VBE from UK, founder and owner of Bracket, Mélanie Chevalier from UK, but originally from France, founder and owner of Creative Culture International, and Tuba Alayli from Turkey, one of our Rise to the Challenge Award winners this year, and founder and owner of Sihirli Boyalar. Also, let me introduce myself. I'm Nillay Çelik, Turkey country lead, working with WEConnect almost 10 years now, and responsible of operations of Turkey markets. As you know, at WEConnect International, our goal is connecting women-owned businesses with large buyers, because we know that their success on that area can significantly increase their businesses. We also help buyers to find you all, the most innovative and creative business owners who can help to increase their businesses. So today's session will focus on the successes of these women business owners who have found resources around them, such as certification. This session should also provide you practical tips that you can implement in your business and increase your revenues and reach. Please note that you can type questions and comments in the chat, and also you can reach out to the speakers by clicking through their profile after the session. So let's get started. Tuba, let's start with you. Please tell us a little bit about your business and how you came to join to WEConnect International community.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Tuba from Turkey. First of all, I'm really excited to be here and I'm very happy. Thank you for your invitation. And my company name is Sihirli Boyalar. What we are doing in Sihirli Boyalar in English version is magic paints. Oh, what a magic. And what we are doing, we are selling a transparent coating. This coating is when you apply on your walls, all your walls transfer like a whiteboard. So you can use like a whiteboard. I mean, after painting, one day later, you can write down all your notes directly on your wall and clean it easily with the microfiber. So we sell this product more than 10 years to SAP, Google, Microsoft, many international and national companies, many international schools and the local schools. And now we are entered to the market with do-it-yourself for kids. We have the box like this. Inside of everything is inside. This is for mothers and fathers. They buy this product and apply themselves easily for their children wall. And as you know that for 3 years, I think 3 years ago, the pandemic started. So we now, our sales rate unfortunately decreased. So we want to find a solution for this, what we can do, because most of the company employers move to their homes for working. So later on, we found a new product. We call it as a write and clean paper. This is a static paper, as you see, okay? This you can print, you can make any design, and you can send this design to us. And also dimensions can be changed, whatever you want. The surface of the color can be changed, but this can be transferred everywhere. So we put this product inside of this box and sent to our customer. And this is now very popular in Turkey. And for instance, the Vodafone is our customer, and this is the project for Vodafone. And for the second question, Nillay, how we meet with the WEConnect International, I get a coaching for my company, Sihirli Boyalar. And she is my best friend, and she said that, Tuba, you must meet with Nillay. Who is Nillay? Nillay is director of WEConnect International Turkey. And after that, more than 3 years, I am the certified member of the WEConnect International Turkey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tuba. Okay, Mélanie, tell us a bit about your business and your journey with WEConnect International, please.
Sure, Nillay, thank you. Hi, everyone, and wonderful product, Tuba. Really innovative, I love it.
Thank you, Mélanie.
So I'm Mélanie, and I am the founder and CEO of Creative Culture. So we're not in product, but services and consultancy. We've been a WEB, so Certified Women-Owned Business with WEConnect for over 2.5 years. We were introduced via Claire Randall, who sits on our advisory board, who is a WEB herself, and kept praising all the benefits of WEConnect, being a certified member, introduction to big corporate members, and the quality of the events, all of which I agree with. So that's how we got introduced to WEConnect in the UK. We're very active with your colleagues in France, with the French connection that I have and being French. So we've really enjoyed the whole experience so far. And in terms of the business, so Creative Culture is a cross-cultural consultancy, which I founded over 14 years ago. What we do is we help international clients in advising them all about cultural differences between different countries, different communities, and target audiences, and how that impacts their work across borders. So that will be with external audiences, strategy, comms, marketing, advertising, but also internally within the organizations with projects that touch upon things like diversity and inclusion, for example. And throughout the years, we've built an amazing network of experts around the world. So we have over 3,000 connections in 120 countries that really come and help support us in advising our clients on all these subject matters effectively. So we are an agile solution to lots of internationalization challenges that clients may have. And I founded the business myself from the grounds up, from my passion about cultures and languages, strategy, having been brought up around the world in lots of different countries. And 14 years on, we have a team of 20 people with a very strong female representation.
Wow, super. Thank you, Mélanie. So far we have one product, one service provider. What about you, Alison? Can you please tell us about your business and your journey with us?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm also another service provider. Firstly, hello everyone. Nice to be here. I'm really pleased to be invited to be part of this conversation. I'm Alison Coward. My company is Bracket. I'm based in London, and we are a team culture consultancy. So we work with forward-thinking organisations and partner with them to help them build collaborative cultures, help them build more high-performing teams, and help them and their employees develop skills so that they can maintain and sustain high-performing cultures. We've worked with a range of organisations, from tech to media to the creative industries to finance to professional services. And the way that we support our clients is through a lot of workshops. So we do a lot of team workshops, workshop facilitation, we do training, consultancy and coaching, all around helping people to build practical skills for, maintaining a culture, to change behaviour, and also, to implement it on a day-to-day basis. In terms of WEConnect, I've actually been aware of WEConnect for a long time, but I've only been a certified member for the past year, just renewed my membership for the second year actually. And I think, I've been registered, so I've been receiving all the emails. And I think a couple of years ago, during the pandemic actually, I kind of, sat down, thought about my business and thought about where I wanted to take it. And I realised that I really wanted to kind of grow the business. And in order to grow the business, one of the routes was to have more contacts with corporate clients. Even though I've worked with some corporate clients, I think I was struggling to get my foot in the door of other organisations, because a lot of my clients had come to me via referral or via inbound, and I kind of wanted to be a bit more proactive about the growth. And I just thought, WEConnect could be a really good way of connecting with corporate buyers and other, women-owned and founded businesses, to help scale and grow Bracket.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, this is a platform that while you're connecting with the big corporations, you're also connecting with each other, and you're creating some kind of a different energy to have the power to knock the new doors. This is what I like about WEConnect International, and you just mentioned that. Thank you so much for sharing about your businesses. We hear often our buyers, that certification is important for them to achieve their supplier diversity and inclusion goals. We know that. Can you tell us a little bit about the benefits you have experienced from the supplier side and how certification has impacted your business? Mélanie, why don't we start from you this time?
Yes, of course. Thank you. So as I mentioned, I mean, the learnings and the benefits of the certification are multiple. I mean, beyond obviously being given an opportunity to compete for larger corporate clients and be given that opportunity, which as an SME, you may not always have had in the past. It's also a really great way to connect, co-create with WEConnect, but also with the clients, take part in events where it's not just about a business transaction and we're here to be talking about who we are and what we're selling for them. It's also working towards a similar goal together. And I think there's a lot of challenges at the corporate level still in terms of what supplier diversity means and how that can be filtered through the organization when there's so many different stakeholders, so many different layers within the organizations. And a few opportunities that have been put forward to me through WEConnect was to take part actually in events with WEConnect to try and introduce the benefits of supplier diversity to clients. And we did this with Disney last year, for example, who was onboarding with WEConnect at a European level and was trying to give an understanding to all the stakeholders within supplier diversity and procurement of how to move forward with this and what this means to the corporate organization, the benefits that they can have, but also, you know, what it means for us as a supplier. And I think that in itself, as a business, helps you move forward with your thinking strategically and how you can collaborate with advocacy groups like WEConnect, but also with clients to try and move things forward. We're very active, as I said, in DE&I ourselves, not only with clients, but how we can make changes in the industry. And I'm particularly active myself. And I think by taking part in these connections through WEConnect, it's actually a great way to evolve the thinking and help give everyone in the journey. It's also a super good way, as you just mentioned, actually, both of you, Alison and Nillay, to get linked to an amazing network of passionate, diligent, and innovative female entrepreneurs. You know, I keep having meetings, and no later, one of them happened yesterday, with another WEB, where we're trying to develop ways of doing joint offerings because our businesses do things in a similar space, but we have a different approach. And again, that helps innovate your own services as a business and your offering, not only just on the client-facing side of things, which is really absolutely brilliant. And I guess the last element, I suppose, is the whole awareness piece, which ties into the first point, I guess, of, you know, trying to make other organizations understand the importance of it. A lot of non-diverse businesses still don't understand that more and more big, large organizations are having to report on D&I, not just internally with their staff or externally with their audiences, but also at a supply chain level. And I think it's constantly, we become, as WEBs, the advocates of what WEConnect and the other advocacy groups are trying to do and making them understand you have to be mindful of this because clients will ask you if you're not diverse to demonstrate tier 2 diversity. And if your suppliers themselves are diverse, to try and bring that change to the fore.
Definitely. I agree with that. It's like each of you is an advocate for this movement. And from Turkey, I know that we are giving some small tags that the women can carry on their, even like on their jacket and everything. And when they go to a meeting with that on their jacket, there is a lot of question around it. And they're talking about WEConnect in the middle of another totally different topic of meeting. They're really wondering what's going on. And each of you is also an advocate. I totally agree. Okay, Alison, what about you? How about you? Can you also share your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly that point. I think the first thing that I did when I got certified was got the logo and I just added it to all of my materials. So the women-owned logo goes in my proposal and proposal templates, so the proposals I send out. And I find that it's a really good way of opening up the conversation. Because as Mélanie was saying, you know, a lot of corporates have to report on their supplier diversity. And it's a very easy way of them seeing that, yes, they can include you in those statistics. The other thing is it opens up conversations for other people that aren't aware of it. So they do ask, you know, what is this and what is it about? And, you know, having the women-owned logo or being part of WEConnect isn't a reason for people to hire you, but it does open a good conversation and makes people aware of the reason why, you know, an organisation like WEConnect exists. The other thing is just learning. You know, as I say, I'd had a range of corporate clients before, but I wasn't really exposed to the procurement process. And being part of WEConnect has really helped me to understand the procurement process, how some corporate buyers onboard new suppliers, what the process is, what the requirements are, what you need to have in place in order to be ready to supply. So it's really helped me to start shaping my business and getting it up to a level that is easy to, you know, work with corporates of a certain size. And there's all the events as well, so I try to attend as much as possible, just to learn, also to connect with other weebies. And the conference, you know, we've got one coming, well, we're in the conference now, but the first one that I attended was just after I certified, and just having the ability to connect on a one-to-one basis with corporate buyers and start to build those relationships was great. You know, again, I was finding it difficult to get my foot in the door before, so to have sort of the contacts there, people that are ready to speak to you, ready to inform you about their process. And actually recently I got my very first contract via WEConnect with Meta, which was really great, really exciting. So now on their supplier list, and hopefully that will open up more conversations. But you know, it's, as I say, it's not the only reason. Of course, that's why you want to be a member of WEConnect, but there's all these other things that are benefits as well.
Thank you. This is so great. I mean, whenever I hear somebody has got some contracts, take the signature of a contract, I feel this is why I am doing this job, and I am really feeling so happy. Congrats again. And of course, it will open a lot of other doors, because at least even now, some other corporations are listening, and one of the corporations like them has bought something, some services from you. This is a great idea for them to see this, to listen to this, and take the attention on you. Congratulations again. Okay, Tuba, let's listen your ideas about this. How are you feeling about being certified for 3 years now, I guess?
More than 3 years. Today.
Okay.
4 years.
Almost four. Okay.
Almost 4, yeah. I think to be a certified member for WEConnect International is a really crucial, important issue. What I mean, being a WEConnect International member, especially certified member, knocking the door of big accounts. I mean, maybe sometimes you would like to get an appointment from that account, but it is mostly not possible. But at that meetings, sometimes the breakfast or sometimes the Zoom online meetings and blah, blah, all these meetings are really big opportunity for us. For instance, Vodafone and more than 3 other companies meet with these meetings. By the way, because I am a certified member, one of our presentation game, I get the prize, and then I get an opportunity to coaching from the ExxonMobil team, from the general manager to all head team. I get an opportunity to get a free of charge coaching, and this is so valuable. And also the Ernst & Young. And these are very nice opportunities, and these increase my company vision. And on the other hand, this is not only the way for getting connection with the big accounts, also for international opportunities all over the world, and also in Turkey. Even in the breakfast, we can get a connection and make a business. For instance, I think two weeks ago, we have a very nice issue in the breakfast. I have also another company we called as a contact project management, and now we called as a contact feature. We work on sustainability in that company. And this is a registered company, not certified yet. But in the breakfast, while I'm explaining the issue to Nillay, the friend of mine next to stay with me and say that, Tuba, we are doing same business. Why do we not go further together? So now we sign an agreement and we go further together. So this is the opportunity, really international, also catching the big accounts and also inside of the certified members. So I'm really very happy to be here, and I hope in the future also I will be here too. Thank you, Nillay.
Thank you, Tuba. Yes, I was there. I was seeing exactly how it was happening. You were just mentioning me about the idea and everything that you're setting up with that. And the lady, the WEB next to you just said, let's go partnership. Let's make a partnership. And this is just something like just an opportunity sitting next to you. This is really great. Thank you, all of you. Okay, so yes, we are knocking the doors of the businesses with these opportunities, with this power in our hands, with this tool in our hands. But we also very well knowing that your success is not just because you are women-owned. There are a lot of work and passion needed to be successful at running your organization, selling to those big companies, staying in those big companies, because selling is just the beginning of it. And you're doing it in every industries, like services, products that you're talking about right now. So we also know it's an extremely competitive world out there. What would you say? What have been your most successful tactics that led to you the biggest impact of your organization? And how do you think other women-owned business owners can also implement these tactics in their own businesses? Alison, we can start with you this time.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. I think the first thing that really made a difference to me is probably around the same time that I was considering becoming a certified WEB member, which is to think about growth ahead of the time that I need to think about it. In a sense, kind of imagine myself as a bigger business now. So one of the things that I did was I worked really hard before I needed them to set up all of the systems in my business, imagining what it would be like when my business was growing. So, all my standard operating procedures, how do I onboard clients? How do I, communicate with the teams that I'm working with? One of the things that I've started to do as well over the last couple of years is bring on more associates. So we now have a network of around 12 associates that are placed globally that we bring into Bracket projects. So how do we onboard associates? How do we brief them? How do we make sure they're included? And all of this is all set up. It's all kind of a step-by-step process that I have there ready to go. And it's just served me so well. As I said, I did it before I needed it and before, the business was working in the way that it was. And at the time, it kind of felt, a little bit, I would say slightly redundant. It almost felt like I was dreaming a little bit. When the business is this size, this is how I'm going to operate, and this is what it's going to look like. But actually, it served me so well. So the tip that I would say is, if you are able to start documenting some of your processes now, imagining when you start to bring on new people, when you start to bring on new teams, when you start to work with associates, when you start to work with larger clients, set those systems up now so that when you do get those opportunities, you don't have to think about it. Then it's all kind of there for you. So that's the first thing. The other thing as well is that I'm really big on kind of reflection and review. So every week I will sit down and I'll look at, what I achieved in the past week and what's happened in terms of the business. What have I checked off the to-do list, but maybe what opportunities have come in, what's happened in some of the deliveries that we've done, how have we worked with associates. And then I'll also note down everything that I'm thinking about as well, because these are kind of early ideas that are coming in terms of the business. So it will be, what happened, what am I learning, and what am I thinking about? And doing that religiously every week has really made sure that I kind of stay on track in terms of the growth of my business. Like, what are the opportunities, the ideas that have kind of landed and how can I make the most of them? Or if they're not for now, how do I note them so that when I am ready, I can come back to them and think about them? So this process of reflection has been super important. It's also just kept me centered as the business has grown, because there have been times when, I've been really busy and we've been really busy as a team. But having this process in place and twinned with having the systems set up so that I know everything that's going on has just been a phenomenal. It's had a massive impact on the growth. It's made the growth easier than it might have been before.
Wow. What I hear is that you well prepared before go knock the doors, some new doors. And what you're doing, like this self-check every week, it sounds like a big discipline and really monitoring what you are doing, like looking at your business and yourself and your team from outside every week. This is perfect. I mean, I love the idea. Thanks a lot, Alison. Okay, let's move on with Tuba this time.
Okay. I think the main issue is to get a success or to be a successful company, the 2P. Passion and patience. Because sometimes customers say that, no, I don't want your product, but maybe it is not the right time to buy this product. So please wait and later on try again. Sometimes we fall down and please clean your knees and go again. Also, believing your product or service is so crucial, because as you know that the feelings is selling. People buy your feelings, people emotional things they buy. So when if you feel you are in the right way, if you feel you sell the right product or service, so you must be pass through this feeling to your customer. For instance, while you are explaining your product, the customer must feel what you are feeling. So it is, I think, the main issue for selling and get the success. Because if customer knows that you are in the right way and you believe your product, they would like to buy it and try it. So I think the most important thing is passion, and also believe your product or service deeply, and after all, the success will come.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Tuba. How about you, Mélanie?
Oh, what else to add? Such great ideas already.
Right.
I guess one of them, and it goes down some of the points that Alison made, is as a business leader, making the time for the thinking rather than the doing has been really important. So having the processes into place, etc., is very important, obviously, as Alison raised. But I think often as business owners of small businesses, we get tied into the day-to-day way too much. So we need to find time for the thinking rather than the doing. So obviously this involves surrounding yourself with the best people around you. And we recruited an MD last year that has been really, really beneficial, because I can dedicate more of my time to the thinking. But also I have implemented a while back a one-day slot in the week where no meetings are allowed, because I need to find the time to focus and think on the planning and the strategy. And if I don't do this, I would have meetings every single day of the week, which wouldn't allow me to do that. And that has really had a huge impact on where we're at now and how we've grown over the last couple of years. Another point is about nurturing the people around you. I think that's probably an obvious one, but it's a very important one, because you're just as successful as your people. And I think, sometimes we miss that in smaller organizations because it's more informal, because we don't have things in place to doing that. And I think we've been on a people journey over the last year or so, and we've worked with a consultant to create what our culture should be about as a business, our corporate culture. And it really helps you align people and even attract people who have the same values and passions as you. And we all know why we wake up in the morning and what's the objective. And I think that can't be underestimated, even when you lead a business that isn't a multinational or, several hundred of thousands of people who take part. In terms of sales specifically, I think finding like-minded people, as opposed to thinking about industries. I know why you want to specialize in an industry, especially when you're in the service field, like Alison and I am. But at the same time, I also find that when you sell services, it's all about sharing values, and in my case, I need to find people who understand the value of understanding people, of understanding different cultures from around the world, and understanding how much impact it has in their projects, rather than just look at it as a process and just think about this later, or think that their markets will deal with it. So I think in terms of sales, it's a really important thing to find people who are at the same level of thinking and share your passion as well. And I guess the last thing is about thinking outside the box and not being afraid of doing, redoing, moving things around, changing, because I think if you want to remain relevant in an ever-evolving world, you can't just think, this is what I'm going to be doing and stick to the plan throughout the years. You need to question things, change directions, try, test, learn from it, so that your business is relevant and it keeps evolving.
Thank you. What I hear from all of you, I try to summarize in my mind, is that you're saying prepare, have discipline and time to think and plan and redo and replan and rethink. Believe in yourself and your product, your service. Don't forget you're a team with your people and create a great one. And never, ever give up while you are running after these clients. This is my summary. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Thanks a lot, guys. That's why I think all of you are having all these successes, and you're really, I'm so proud. Okay, thank you. Many thanks for sharing all these practical advices with the attendees here today. I believe we closes. Before we close, I will just ask a final small advice that you have for all the women-owned business owners and buyers here today. So if you can just, I don't know, you can start, Alison, maybe just share with us one simple advice for everybody that is listening to us.
I think for me, it's definitely understanding the value of building relationships. I think, when you join something like WeConnect, obviously the big attraction is being connected with corporate buyers, but those sales may not happen straight away. And so understanding that, things like the conference where you can have your one-to-ones, initial one-to-ones, but then keeping up the connection and building that relationship on an ongoing basis. As Tuba said, it's not, just because they may say no now, it doesn't mean that it's no forever. And there may be an opportunity. So I think for me, it's building relationships and having the patience to kind of, nurture those relationships on an ongoing basis.
Thanks a lot. Tuba?
And I totally agree with Alison. The network and building new relationship is very important. And also the passion to be a passion, and also not to give up. I think the main issue is here, not to give up. Insist to get the project. Not now, maybe in the future, maybe 3 months later, but not to give up.
Perfect. Mélanie?
I guess I'll take a slightly different angle. Maybe I would say you are the business leader, you are the business owner, you're the one who holds the keys to why you're here. So don't underestimate the power of storytelling. Going back to what Tuba just said, it's about your passion, and people buy into people. I guess I'm summarizing what you both said, but people buy into people. They don't necessarily buy into a product or service. Whilst they need it, there will be other people doing what you do. And the last point on this is building your profile as a thought leader. It took me years to get to that understanding. But at the end of the day, if you're involved, if you're an advocate around what you believe in, the things that you do, if you get awards because you're taking time out of your work to lead some initiatives in the realms that you're really interested in, it really has a lot to it, because clients will know that you're just as passionate and dedicated to them as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at the end, there's a lot of common sense in this session, and it's really like buyers or whoever. It doesn't have to be a buyer. It's just a connection, a human sitting in front of you. They really buy what you believe and what you're selling. If there is the connection, there is the trust in between the buyer and seller, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a commercial selling. It's always the magic, I think, under everything. Thanks a lot. Okay, thanks again for sharing your experience today with us. It was fantastic, really. I enjoyed a lot. For all the attendees, if you have any questions that have been unanswered or you want to connect with the speakers, please do so in the chat or go to the attendee profiles and reach out them to directly. We hope that these women have helped to inspire you today, and we look forward to seeing you at the next session. And I'm sincerely wishing all of you ladies many new opportunities and successes throughout the day in the forum and beyond. Thanks a lot. Thank all of you.